Today, we're taking a closer look at the Bosch GKS 18V-57G cordless circular saw, a professional-grade tool that's part of Bosch's 18-volt lineup. This is an unboxing and first impressions video, so I haven't used the saw yet, and everything you see here is exactly how it comes out of the box. It's fresh, untouched, and ready to be explored. Let's start with the packaging. The saw arrives in a Bosch L-Box X, their signature hard case, part of their modular storage system. It's a sturdy, stackable plastic case with secure, clip-style latches and a molded handle. Practical for transport and storage, especially if you already use Bosch tools and want to integrate it into your existing L-Box stack. Inside, everything is tightly packed in custom-molded plastic inserts that keep the saw and accessories in place. There's no wasted space, and everything is easy to access. Now, taking the saw out of the box, the first thing you'll notice is the weight. With the battery, it comes in around 4.1 kilograms, which gives it a substantial feel in the hand. It's not overly heavy, but definitely feels solid, like a professional tool designed to handle real job sites. The overall build is robust. The housing is tough, with Bosch's usual blue and black styling. It has an industrial, no-nonsense look. Looking closer, you'll see it's fitted with a 165mm TCT saw blade when already mounted. The blade has 18 teeth, standard for general-purpose wood cutting, and is fixed with a spindle lock mechanism, which makes blade changes much easier. There's also a hex key stored on board, so you won't have to go digging through your toolbox when you need it. The saw is powered by a brushed motor, which spins at 3,400 RPM no-load. While it's not as efficient or long-lasting as a brushless motor, brushed motors are still very reliable and much easier and cheaper to repair or replace. The speed is fairly conservative compared to some higher-end models, but that should translate to smoother, more controlled cuts, especially in thicker timber or sheet materials. It also includes soft start, which is a great feature in this price range. That means the motor gradually ramps up when you pull the trigger, reducing the risk of jerky starts that could throw off your cut or strain the motor. You'll also find an electric brake that brings the blade to a stop quickly once you release the trigger, another feature that adds both safety and efficiency to the workflow. The footplate is made from stamped steel. It's not die-cast aluminum like on some premium models, but it's strong and rigid. The edges are clean and the surface is flat, which matters when you're lining up precision cuts or working on guide rails. Speaking of which, this model is guide rail compatible with Bosch's FSN system and also works with some third-party rails like Mafell and Makita, which is a huge plus if you're already invested in a rail system. There's a rip fence included in the box, also called a parallel guide, which helps for straight cuts without needing a rail. It's adjustable and mounts securely. Not high-end, but definitely useful for site work or repeatable cuts in sheet materials. The front and rear bevel adjustments are fairly standard. The saw tilts from 0 to 45 degrees, with clearly marked detents and a locking lever that feels tight and solid. Maximum cutting depth at 90 degrees is 57 millimeters, and about 42 millimeters at 45 degrees, good enough for most standard construction timber, plywood, OSB, and similar materials. Another thoughtful addition is the integrated dust port connector. This allows you to hook the saw up to a vacuum or dust extractor. It's a simple clip-on adapter that connects to the exhaust chute at the rear. Combined with the internal air blower, which clears dust away from the cutting line as you work, you should get a fairly clean view of the blade path while cutting, something that really helps when working indoors or in tight spaces. There's also an LED light built into the housing. It's not very large, but it's aimed right at the cut line and should help in low-light situations or when working late. Combined with the blower and the saw's open guard design, it should offer decent visibility when you're lining up a cut. The handle is large and rubberized, with a secondary support grip at the front. It feels comfortable in both hands and well-balanced, even with a larger battery installed. Speaking of batteries, it uses Bosch's standard 18-volt battery platform, which is AmpShare compatible. That means you can use batteries from a wide range of other brands in the AmpShare alliance, like Fine, Rothenberger, and others. It's a big plus for flexibility, especially if you're already on Bosch's 18-volt ecosystem. There's no battery or charger included in this particular kit, so that's something to keep in mind. The current UK price is around £169 for the bare tool with L-Box, which is quite competitive when you consider the rail compatibility and overall build quality. In terms of performance, we'll have to test it under load, but from a design and hardware standpoint, this seems like a solid mid-range circular saw targeted at professionals and serious DIYers alike. One more nice touch is the blade guard mechanism. It feels responsive and doesn't bind when you tilt or lift the saw. It's not springy or sticky like on some cheaper models, and the lower guard retracts smoothly. This helps with plunge cuts or working from mid-panel. In summary, the Bosch GKS 18V-57G gives the impression of a well-rounded, work-ready cordless circular saw with features that punch above its price point. It's not the most compact or lightweight in its category, but it makes up for that with thoughtful features like rail compatibility, a sturdy base, dust control options, and safety features like soft start and an electric brake. Whether you're cutting framing timber, trimming sheet goods, or working on site with limited power, this saw looks ready for the job. I'll be testing it soon, and we'll post a follow-up with real-world performance, battery life, accuracy, and how it feels under load. But for now, that's been a complete unboxing and first look at the Bosch GKS 18V-57G. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.